our traditional medical practitioners. Your religion, is it not spiritualism?
Yeah, but are you?
Is your religion not spiritualism?
It is.
I said earlier when we were beginning this interaction that some people go to their spiritual leaders when they are sick instead of going to the hospital. In this country, we have churches that have camps. That have camps where people go there and they stay for weeks and months, if not years, praying. That one is not spiritualism. When you go to some churches, some people, some pastors, when they raise their hand like this, people will fall down. So that one is not spiritualism. It's my own people, the Babalao, that you are condemning.
No, I did not condemn.
No, when I say you, I don't mean you. I don't mean you as the man behind the torchlight. I mean people who use it against native medicine. No. Because when you are using it to badmouth traditional medicine, after insulting my people, you still go to church, you still go to mosque. But the church and mosque you are going, you are not seeing God there.
You have also agreed with me that some of them, it's not like
some of them what?
It's not like you will not say we don't have quack doctors or we don't have bad police officers in any profession.
Correct.
So they also have some babalawos who are using it for evil.
And that is what I've told you. I say it is not because they are babalawo.
Okay, those ones are
doctors that are
quack doctors are not doctors.
See, the people you are calling
I agree with you on
doctors
that.
are not doctors. That's why they are quack.
That's why they are quack. I agree. Nanomedicine.
Yes.
Nanotechnology.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Yes. That's my sweetheart, really. Because apart from the fact that my PhD project was in this area, after my PhD, I had the opportunity of going for advanced postdoctoral training. And I'm deliberately calling it advanced because every postdoctoral training is supposed to be advanced. Advanced because I was in the laboratory of a Nobel laureate in physics, which is rare. And it was nanoscience postdoctoral training. Yes, I had 2 postdoctoral training. One was in physics, one was in cell and molecular biology. And that was when I reduced my study in nanosciences to the making of things, so when you reduce your nanoscience to the making of things, to the skill of making things, it is called nanotechnology. Okay. And when that making of things, you can turn it into the way that it makes medicines. It becomes medicines for treatment of diseases, for management of diseases, for diagnosis of diseases, or for prediction of diseases, becomes nanomedicine. So that is the classical difference between nanotechnology and nanomedicine.
Okay, we hope that
the first and only nanomedicine center in Nigeria came into existence through a grant that I received. A foreign grant, $11.6 million US, foreign grant. The nanomedicine is the center is in Abuja at the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development, where I was a researcher for over 20 years. It's the biggest single grant in this area that any scientist has attracted to this country. Yes.
And you did that?
Yes. I am my research team.
Congratulations. Okay, I saw intellectual property.
Okay.
And how it applies to medicine.
Okay, yes.
Plus food security.
You know, in this area of traditional medicine, one of the greatest challenges is intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights means your right to own your own intellect. You know, it's like having certificate of occupancy. You know, if you have a land and you don't have certificate of occupancy, the land is not your own.
I know. I know
so,
what intellectual...
So the same way, all the wonderful things in your head, if you cannot reduce it into the form that it can be felt, so that government will give you a paper to show that you own that thing, it is just in your head. And to the extent that it's in your head, you may just be dashing it to people.
The
Like
idea.
that. That's why many teachers, many lecturers, many professors have given out their intellectual properties because they did not have rights to it.
You know where.
So, but in this area, the reason I want I'm taking it gradually is because in this area of traditional medicine, we have lost a lot of the intellectual property rights of our people, of my Babalawo people.
That's where I was going to.
Yes, and
That's
I
why
know
I asked
this
that
is my
question.
area. You know, because many things that is peculiar to us, many things that the technology, we are the only people that have it in the world. Example, bone setting technology. Bone setting. You see, in this our country, some people, their leg or hand will scatter like this. Traditional bone setter will fix everything. Instead of it being amputated in the hospital. We fix I have more than 16 professors of medicine who are working with me currently. Some of them their fractures they were fixed, were set, their bones were set by traditional medical practitioners, and they are excited that we are doing the work that we are doing currently. So, but those technologies, a lot of our people who had those wonderful technologies have died. A lot who are even alive, that technology, they don't have the right to it. So it's moving out of their hands. That is one of the things that I specialize in doing now. Because in the course of my postdoc,
How did they lose the right? It's their own.
You see, it's not your own unless you have the certificate of occupancy. That's why I gave analogy of the land just now. So for you to have a certificate, you must describe that thing that you are doing in a way that you now submit it, and they will give you a certificate. The challenge is that, and this is one of the things that we are trying to solve at the level of the World Health Organization now, in terms of our recommendation to WHO, because we are a board to do recommendation. Now, the type of certificate of occupancy or certificates, or when you hear of patent, when you hear of trademark, when you hear of copyright, all those certificates, they are not for traditional medical practices. They are designed for Oyibo medicine, for Oyibo research. We have to design the one that will be responsive, that will speak to our own kind of intellectual property, the intellectual property of our people. That is why, for example, India came up with what they call geographic indication. Before India came up with that concept or that initiative, there wasn't anything like that. So anybody can just wake up, any plant you carry from anywhere, you say it's your own, you work on it and all. But now, if the plant belongs to your own clan or your own village, you can protect it under GI now. Do you understand? So the same way, because in our country right now, for example, the best bone setting technology is from Bayelsa State, followed by Imo State. But this is because I know it based on my area of expertise. Paper for my people who are from Bayelsa, who are from Imo, who are from Agaliga, don't exist. Because our educational curriculum, which is a foreign and colonial curriculum, did not take into cognizance these my people.
But they are taking the raw material.
So, yes. So, the Oyibo trained people like us use Oyibo method of getting things. And we use this, our traditional raw materials and sources, use Oyibo method, Oyibo protocol, that our foreign and colonial method of doing things, look at it, do it, refine it, then they become Oyibo intellectual property rights for us. A typical example, the latest one, is the compound called ibogaine from a plant called Tanapante iboga from Democratic Republic of Congo. For years, For hundreds of years, that plant is being used in the Congo area in Central Africa for management of about 10 different diseases. But in 2026, the President of the United States of America signed an executive order that the compound ibogaine obtained from that plant is now of interest to American government. So he signed an executive order, released 50 million US dollars for research on that compound, on our African compound. When you talk now, they tell you it's not an African compound, that it is from a plant. Nobody is the owner of plant. We are the owner of the plant. It's an African plant.
Because the plants cannot grow everywhere.
Because the plants growth, it's not even just about growth. See, even if the same plant grows in different areas, it can contain different things. Are you getting me? Plant that a bitter leaf, let me be clear to you on this. Bitter leaf that grows in Nigeria can contain a different thing from bitter leaf that grows in China.
I agree.
Because Nigeria is... Do I look like a Chinese? So why do you want a Nigerian plant to look like a Chinese plant?
That's why Benue mango.
That
is always Benue mango. You can't get it anywhere but in Benue.
It's simple scientific principle. But because of... So, these are the intricacies of these things that we intend to see. So the intellectual property rights of traditional medicine is a huge mandate of this agency to ensure that our people know their rights in terms of what they have, the science, the skill, and the technology.
This will also help us.
Yes.
To
now look at how it will not just help us to protect, preserve, and conserve.
Yes.
Our own cultural endowment. It will also help in creating wealth and job for our people. How? One of the critical elements of traditional medicine in Africa is that the adherents, the practitioners, don't collect money. Too bad. And those of us who relate with them, when we ask them, you know what they tell us? They tell you that if they collect money, the medicine will not work because the gods will be angry. So you can see the difference between our traditional medicine and Oyibo medicine. Oyibo medicine is commercial. It's not for help. No single Oyibo medicine is for helping you.
Yeah, it's commercial.
But every traditional medicine is for help. That is why when you go to a typical, by the way, let me tell you, I am not just a pharmacist. I am not just somebody trained in the university, in the art, in the science and art of making medicine. I was born in the traditional home by traditional medical practitioner. So you can see, and then I now went to school to study Western pharmacy. When I became a professor, I went to Asia to study traditional medicine. So you can see everything. So when I beat my chest that in this area nobody can compete with me in the entire world, I know why I'm saying so. Because my experience is both experiential, that is natural, based on my birth, upbringing, and formal education.
I have a mysterious question.
Now, before you ask that mysterious question, let me tell you, there's a reason why I said this. Now, because our traditional medical practitioners, we are not taking money. Because they believe that in taking money, the medicine will not work because the gods, our ancestors, that gave them that knowledge, will be angry with them. Our people are not benefiting in terms of commerce. Therefore, the country is also not benefiting commercially and contribution to GDP. It might be benefiting in terms of well-being of people. So what does the intellectual property that we are pursuing do? This is what it does. We get them to become knowledgeable in the fact that no gods will be angry with you for getting any revenue from that knowledge. Who it is a national asset. Your skill, your knowledge, your technology is national asset. So government will support you, develop it, give you paper to show that you own this thing, so that anybody who is coming to take it to the market will pay you something. So you, your generation, you benefit. So there is wealth creation for you. There is job creation for the agency, for the country, and there is GDP, contribution to GDP
For the country.
for the country. So that is the significance of the intellectual property approach to developing a traditional medicine.
Most of them not being educated.
Now they
How
are
do you-
educated. You can see I'm not allowing you to land, because one of the errors that educated people like you make is to think that the traditional medical practitioners are not educated. They are not. They are highly educated people. My Babalawo people are one of the most educated people in the world. How do I say so?
I was going to ask.
Good. Those of us who have been privileged to go to Asia or some non-English speaking countries in Europe to do some studies. When you come, they tell you have 6 months to 9 months to first study their language. You must pass that language before you start working, because the language of communication is their own traditional language, not English language. So their educational curriculum, their means of administering education is their local language.
Which doesn't make them
Unfortunately for us, because we did not remove ourselves from the colonial strings,
neo-colonialism.
we continue to think that the best way to be a country is by becoming English more than the English. That's why you see people, if you say 2 things today, you will see a Nigerian correcting your grammar. He's been English more than those from England. So that is the problem. So colonialism makes us think that our people are not educated. You know the reason we are saying they are not educated? Because they didn't go to formal colonial schools. They didn't go to primary school to go and say A is for apple. They didn't go to secondary school, so that in secondary school they'll go and study that when butterfly move from one flower to another, it is causing cross-pollination. They didn't go to university, so that when they go to university, they will tell them that you see that plant that they are saying it can be used to treat more than one disease, it is fetish that no plant can treat more than one disease. Because colonial education does not understand it. If we had used our local languages of Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Igala to do our own form of education, then today we will be talking about Nigerian traditional medicine doctors, Nigerian traditional pharmacists. We will have people that have degrees in Nigerian traditional medicine, that have master's degree in Nigerian traditional medicine, that have PhD in Nigerian traditional medicine, that are professors of Nigerian traditional medicine, the way we have them in Asia.
And French.
Dr. Aruna, my friend, is personal physician to the Prime Minister of India. After studying medicine, Western medicine, becoming a consultant gynecologist, he went back to school to read Bachelor of Ayurvedic and Medical Sciences. That is Indian traditional medicine. Okay, so if that is why you cannot say they are not educated, because when I take you to them now,
No, you know,
in their traditional medicine,
giving.
they are more educated in that area than anybody. Therefore, they are the professors of that area.
But you know, given the way Nigeria
Yes.
is English language being our lingua franca,
Yes.
I think that that it's some form of restriction or limitations for the Babalaos. Understand? Because
It is
since
restriction
Nigeria,
for Nigeria.
since Nigerians
It
are,
is
because
restriction for Nigeria, not
the
Babalao.
marketability
Of what?
that means they are restricted.
Marketability of what?
The people that they will access.
They don't need you don't. Babalaos don't need
the
marketability.
people that would go to them
Yes.
are limited.
No,
it's not everybody that will go to
it's
them.
not everybody
because of communication.
No, I just told you now that of the 200 million Nigerians, 160 million, those are the people they go to. This is, you know, I'm a pharmacist and I'm a professor of pharmacy, and I'm telling you, global,
which is
data,
why I can't argue with you.
Global data,
you have
global
both.
data shows that 40 to 90% of countries, of the people of countries, what they have access to is traditional medicine. And in Nigeria, if we use 200 million as our benchmark population, 160 million Nigerians. Zach, go to your village, please. You are a media person. Oh yeah, go and snap the picture of government hospital in your village. When the doctor, the pharmacist, the nurse are on duty, come and show me, and I'll prove to you that there's no pharmacist in your village. And I'll prove to you that your hospital in your village, no medicine.
Okay, let me just say, it's your field. It's your field. So I want to I wrote something here, Niprimune. It sounds like
Napremium Plus.
Like Naprimun Plus.
Yes, it's one of my greatest prides.
For COVID-19.
Yes.
You created that.
Yes. It's one of my greatest prides. It makes me happy anytime I think about it.
Okay,
because,
how effective was it during COVID-19?
Very effective.
Plus, this now we're hearing Ebola reoccurring.
Yes.
So it's possible that COVID-19 can come again.
Yes.
Ebola can come again.
Yes, correct.
How, given your vast knowledge now,
these things.
Okay, but given your vast knowledge,
yes,
I will still come to other sicknesses that are our major sicknesses.
Okay.
But these ones now, are you doing anything in advance to checkmate any outbreak of Ebola or COVID-19?
Correct.
In Nigeria?
The answer is yes. Ebola virus disease, COVID-19, and diarrhea and Lassa fever. These four are always, they are emerging, they are re-emerging, they are always coming. And I have teams in this area. We have products already developed. And like the one you mentioned, you probably got it from the internet. Yes. It has NAFDAC approval.
Yeah, I see.
And that happened just as I left NAFDAC, because I had a 1-year sabbatical leave. While people who at my level as professors, most people, they go to universities to go and teach and then get time to do a lot of opportunity. While you are teaching in another university from your own, you get a lot of money and all of that. But that wasn't what drove me then. I wanted to look at the nexus between science and regulation. So I had 1 full year. Apart from the fact that the DG of NAFDAC, Professor Adeyeye, had mentored me since 2005 when he came to our lab as a professor on sabbatical. It was an opportunity to stay on ground at NAFDAC and work with her to see how we can use science to inform regulation. You can say NAFDAC is on a different level today in Africa.
It's doing well.
Yeah, because she uses science in taking decisions. There's no emotional decision. There is no political decision. It's science that drives the decision she she takes there. And I understand it perfectly because I worked with her. It was, in fact, in the history of NAFDAC, it was while I was on sabbatical that NAFDAC won a grant from TED Fund. You mentioned, behind the camera, you were talking of Professor Bogoro.
Yes.
You understand? Professor Bogoro,
he was on this program.
Was the executive secretary of
TED
Fund when we got our grant as in NAFDAC. And so we brought professors, good professors. When I say good, no professor is bad. When I say good professors, I mean professors who are interested in hands-on work. We brought them together with traditional medical practitioners. Pair them like this. So we worked and we had 4 products for COVID-19. 4 products for COVID-19. And this is one of them, the one that I led. I led the group that came out with this one. Very good products that was there no prediction?
COVID-19.
Didn't they have prediction that Africans corpses were going to be on the street of Africa everywhere? 50 million Africans were going to die. Was that not the prediction when COVID-19 was coming? Did we die the way they say we're going to die? It's because of our traditional medicine. What else? Let nobody tell you that vaccine. Which vaccine? Who took vaccine? How many people were able to get vaccine? If it was vaccine that will save people, we will be saved. We won't be saved. Was it not that period that Oyibo people, we shamelessly we were forwarding Oyibo people, teaching us how to cover our head with towel and put ginger inside hot water and something that we grew up with in the village, steaming that we grew up with in the village. Zach, didn't they do you steaming when you were a child in the village?
Yeah, we know
that is what Oyibo was teaching people, and people were gladly, happily, hey, this is the treatment for COVID-19 because it was coming from Oyibo. Colonial mentality. That is our problem.
That's another issue we need to deal with as Africans or as Nigerians.
Yes.
So it will continue to affect your work, except with time.
Yes.
Understand?
I agree.
Everybody
is one of the things I'm dealing with seriously. And let me tell you, it is more difficult with colleagues. I can tell you this.
Your colleagues?
Yes. When I say colleagues, I mean highly educated people. They are the real problem. So the problem is not with our community. So the problem is the people who, because, in highly educated people in this our colonial education, but they can be dangerous. So, if an intelligent man is devilish, he's more disastrous, he's more dangerous. That's a better word. He's more dangerous than an ignorant person.
That's true.
See, these educated people who are both in the academia, in the industry, and in business, things that drive them. One, some of them are driven by greed, commerce, money to put in their pockets. As that is driving them, they don't care what happens to the country.
Or the people.
Yes. They don't care. I hope you know that this insecurity we have as a country, I hope you know some people are benefiting from it. They will prefer to die than the insecurity to die.
This country needs unity. We need peace.
I'm all for renegotiating the terms of our coexistence. We have to renegotiate it.
The youth have been misguided, unfortunately.
I like my country. I like the land and people.
Hey, look, I have 40% shares in this company. So if I had known that you...
Judges are either corrupted or they are afraid of giving judgment.
There's no stopping us.
No stopping.
I think you must be guided by certain principles.
Give us a better Nigeria! Give us a better...
Youth are the vehicles of change. The youth are the answer. Look beyond the tired faces, look beyond the scattered races. See the heart of a true Nigerian. Hear the people saying Oshe, see the children singing Sandu. That's the heart of a true Nigerian.